Let's look at how to graph this piecewise function. So we have two pieces in this piecewise function. Both of them are linear. So to help us just visualize what's happening, since the rules switch from rule 1 to rule 2 for x less than 2 and x greater than 2, I'm going to just draw in a little kind of a reminder line here at x equals 2 to remember that on one side of the line we're going to use rule number 1, where y is negative 3x plus 2. On the other side, we're going to use our second rule, y equals negative x plus 2. So let's take a moment and think about rule number 1. So f of x, or y, equals negative 3x plus 2. So this is a line. This line has a slope of negative 3. So we can think about a slope of negative 3 as going down 3 and then left 1. The plus 2 at the end also tells me that it has a y-intercept at 0, 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to graph this line, and then I'm going to erase the part that doesn't fit with the rule that we have. So I'm going to put a point at 0, 2. And then I'm going to go down 3 and left 1. So down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1. I could also go up 3 and right 1 if I wanted some additional points. So I'm going to draw it just as a dashed line here for a moment. So that's the line y equals negative 3x plus 2. So now we come back and consider that we only want this line for x's that are less than 2 and not including equal to 2. So that's going to keep us just on the left side of the graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to erase anything that we put on the right side of the graph. I'm going to connect my dashed line here, make this a nice solid line. And then I'm going to think about where that open circle should be to finish off this piece of the graph. So we have a point that's going to be here at 2, negative 4. We could see that from our down 3 and left 1. Another way to think about that is if you think about plugging in 2, negative 3 times 2 plus 2 is negative 6 plus 2, or negative 4. So that's where that open circle at negative 2, 4 is coming from. Now let's look at the second piece of our graph. Our rule number 2 goes with the line y equals negative x plus 2. So this again is a line. It has a slope this time. Our m is equal to negative 1. So a slope of negative 1 goes down 1 and then right 1. The plus 2 at the end means that I'm going to again think about starting at my y-intercept of 0, 2. So I'm going to sketch this in and then erase the part that we don't want again. So thinking about starting at 0, 2, I'm going to go down 1 and right 1, down 1 and right 1, down 1 and right 1, all the way across my graph. So as we saw before, we're only going to want one side of the graph, so I'm going to go ahead and only fill in the right side this time. I'm going to start with an open circle again, since we do not have a bar under our inequality. We want strictly greater than 2. We're not including equal to 2. Then I'm going to connect my dots going off to the right. We could erase anything that we had marked on the other side from there. So this is what our piecewise graph ends up looking like. We have two separate pieces to our graph, one that goes with the first rule, one that goes with the second rule. We only draw in the part of the line that fits with the inequality that's given with that rule. So the first line shows up only on the left side of our graph. The second rule shows up only on the right side of our graph. This time neither one of our inequalities has a bar underneath, so both of them have an open circle at the value where x is equal to 2.